The French president has said that the UK's decision to leave the EU symbolised a crisis in which the EU was failing to respond to its people's needs for protection from the major shocks of the modern world. He wrote an open letter published in newspapers in all 28 European states that Brexit is a trap and will be a lesson for us all. Mr. Macron went on to highlight criticisms from politicians who campaigned for the UK to leave the EU, he said, who spoke to them about losing access to the European market, who mentioned the risks to peace in Ireland of restoring the former border. Nationalist retrenchment offers nothing. It is rejection without an alternative, and this trap threatens the whole of Europe. The anger-mongers, backed by fake news, promise anything and everything. Read more. Macron STEALS Brexit slogan to plead for EU reform. French President Emmanuel Macron has warned Brexit is a image. GETTY. Mr. Macron has called for a minimum European wage. Image. GETTY. In this Europe, the UK, I am sure, will find its true place. The Brexit impasse is a lesson for us all. We need to escape this trap and make the forthcoming elections of the European Parliament and our project meaningful. President Macron has since called for a minimum European wage across the EU in order to guarantee that workers will receive a fair wage in any workplace. He said people see the EU as a soulless market that does not represent their interest. President Macron said the UK's decision to leave the EU symbolised a crisis. Image. GETTY. He added, never since the Second World War has Europe been so essential. We are at a pivotal moment for our continent, a moment when together we need to politically and culturally reinvent the shape of our civilization in a changing world. Now is the time for a European renaissance. The EU needs to drive forward a project of convergence rather than competition. Europe, where social security was created, needs to introduce a social shield for all workers, guaranteeing the same pay for the same work, and an EU minimum wage, appropriate to each country, negotiated collectively every year.